Hello, my friends, and I am JC Crisologo for Spotlight. And today's Spotlight is about the Vizconde family from the Philippines. Um, this family was a regular middle high class family, and as a lot of Filipinos do, they're sometimes they all go abroad to seek for a better horizon, to seek for greener pastures. And this time, the entire family didn't go abroad. It was Laura Visconde went to the United States, came here to the U.S. to be able to get a good job as a chef. He was a very successful chef here in the U.S. and was able to save up enough money and be able to buy a nice home, a very nice home in one of the exclusive villages outside of Manila, which is called Metro Manila. And so they led a very happy life, all of them, even if it was a long distance relationship between the father and his two daughters, Carmela Visconde, and the youngest was 7, Jennifer, and his wife Estrellita. It was such a beautiful, happy life that they had until one night all their hopes and dreams were shattered, particularly Lauro Visconde, when one fateful, grisly night, all his three women, 3 girls, the wife, the 18-year-old daughter, and the 7-year-old daughter were all stabbed to death. And Carmela was raped and then stabbed to death later on. So this is where I end the first segment of this grisly murder that took place in the Philippines several years ago in 1991, when I will be back with some more information of this case that was called the crime of the century and notoriously called the Vizconde massacre case. I will be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get about a dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a foal and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Welcome back to the last segment of Spotlight. I am JC Crisologo, and before I go on with a neat and intriguing and mysterious story, mysterious true crime story, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin Poppy, who always watches this. Please share my show. And Poppy, who is known on her Facebook account as Tina Lee Ochoa. So hi Poppy, hello to all of you over there, and the little girl that's watching, and that other lady that lives with you. And also I'd like to say hello to my other friend Ava, who lives in Santa Rosa, Laguna in the Philippines, and her name is Ava. Hi Ava, how are you? And hello to our precious fur baby, Sophia Meatballs. Hi Meatballs. I hope you're watching my show too, Meatballs. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to jump into the meat of the story. And during the first segment, we just spoke about the Vizconde family and how the family of Lauro Vizconde, who lived here in the US, was exterminated in one night by some mysterious killers that just went inside of the house and just did what sources say here is what happened, and according to a star witness. And I don't really want to focus on the names of these people because the whole thing became a media circus and a complete fiasco. And I'm grieving for Lauro Vizconde because the case was not resolved. After 30 years, it was not resolved. It's one of those open cases, and I don't know if it's one of those cases where the rich are very powerful and they could just buy the courts, buy the Supreme Courts, and I don't know. I'm not accusing anyone, and that's why I'm not even gonna name the names of the accused. And by the way, you Filipinos already know who that person is. He was young at the time when the murders took place. So this is what the eyewitness, the star witness, let's just call her, as the internet called the star witness, the Black Maria. So the Black Maria said that the night of the murder, these young men, these young rich men who came from privileged families in the Philippines, were a bunch of drug addicts, and so they went to Alabang. Now Alabang is a very high luxury neighborhood in the Philippines, and they went there in some secluded place in Alabang to buy their drugs. So after they bought the drugs, they had a little jam session of drugs. They were all, shooting up, smoking. I don't know what they were doing. And then, so one of the guys, the prime suspect, asked the Black Maria to go to the house of Carmela, the young lady who was raped and stabbed, and said, go to the house of Carmela and see if we could go in there, because Carmela's mom was very strict to her and telling her that you're not allowed to bring any boys here in the house, and if you do bring a guy to the house, you're gonna be I'm gonna supervise you. So no guys allowed after 10 o'clock at night. So there's no possible way that the mom wouldn't tolerate that. So anyhow, Jessica went there, and as soon as Jessica went there, the mom saw, oh, did I mention the name Jessica? I shouldn't have. The Black Maria went there. Oops. So the Black Maria went to the house of Carmela, and the Black Maria said, oh, we'll be here later. And then Carmela said to her, okay, just give me a sign that you guys, are here. Just blink your the headlights twice so that I will know, and then I'll let you all in. Oops, big mistake. Honey, that was the biggest mistake that you did in your entire life, Carmela. I'm sorry, I'm grieving for you, but at the same time, if this is true, at the same time, I'm thinking, why did you allow those creeps to enter your house that night? And you were going against your mom. Your mom already told you, no men allowed after 10 o'clock. And this was already midnight. Oh my goodness, Carmela, what were we thinking? So anyhow, cut a long story short, they came in with sources say that it was a Mazda that went there, and then a Nissan, like a big van. All the other guys were in the bigger vehicle, and the prime suspect was in the smaller one. So they went in, all of them went in. Jessica didn't want to be there, and the Black Maria, why do I keep on calling her Jessica? Her name isn't Jessica. So the Black Maria went out to smoke, like another Maria does. And so she went outside to smoke. She was out there for 30 minutes. Okay. In that span of 30 minutes, a lot of things already took place. And she was wondering why one of the suspects came out from the room, grabbed a kitchen knife, and then rushed back into the room. And then later on, she wondered why the volume of the television was turned up really, really, really loud. And you would think that their maids, they had maids who were sleeping in their respective rooms would wake up. But the maids didn't wake up. So I'm thinking, is this story even true? So anyhow, after the Black Maria was finished smoking, she went inside of the house and went inside of the room, and then she saw the mother gagged and tied and stabbed on the bed, and she also saw the 7-year-old on the bed, all bloodied, also stabbed. And then she saw the prime suspect on top of Carmela, and according to this the prime witness, the prime suspect turned around and said, "Get out of the room right now." So the star witness went back to her car, and she was trembling, she was shaking because she didn't know what she just witnessed, and she said, what is this? What is this? I didn't sign up for this. I thought they were just going to gang rape her, which is still bad. Oh yeah, I mean, before that, where, by the way, there was a part of the story where they were still in Alabang, wherein the prime suspect got mad because he found out that Carmela was hanging out with her boyfriend that night. And this prime suspect was, wanted so desperately to become the boyfriend of Carmela, but Carmela didn't really like him because to her he was obnoxious. But here's what I don't understand. If you found him obnoxious, why did you allow him and his boys to still come in your house at 12 midnight? That's what I don't get. So anyhow, it cut to the chase. They all died on the eve of June 30, and the following day it was all over the news in the Philippines, and we were all so devastated, and it was all court cases upon court cases upon court cases. And the first group of suspects were poor men who hardly had any money, and they were brutally what do you call this? They were abused by the police to tell a lie, to fabricate a story. And their story was, oh, we went to the house, and we went to the second floor, and then we were chased out by the dog. Like, first of all, there was no dog, and there was no second floor, because that iconic murder house, that's right, that murder house became so iconic. Number 80 West Vincent Street in BF Homes, Parañaque, in the Philippines, became like that psycho house in Universal Studios. It became that way. Such an iconic murder house. And so, where was I going with this? So, the first group of suspects turned out that they were just forced to fabricate a story. And so, they got rid of them. They were freed. And then the star witness comes out, which I call the Black Maria, comes out. And then she told her story. And when she told her story, the brother of Lauro Vizconde, who by this time he was like so devastated, so depressed. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy what happened to them. I just can't imagine what Laura Vizconde went through. And so the star witness was the one who brought out all these suspects, and they were all, the children of rich and influential people. And there were other people too that corroborated with the witness of the Black Maria, the one who laundered their clothes. I'm talking about the prime suspect. Saw the prime suspect come in home with a bloody t-shirt, woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and took all, the pile of laundry and saw, bloodied shirt over there. So it's just insane. And by the way, when Laura Vizconde was summoned by his family to go back to the Philippines, they didn't tell him that his family died. They only told Lauro that the family died right after the women, the girl, they were all buried. And you could imagine that he couldn't even stand on his own 2 feet, that they had to carry him because he almost fainted. And so going back, forward with the star witness. So with the star witness, they were able to apprehend all the major suspects of the rich and influential political family, and they were in prison for 15 years. But then 15 years, fast forward to 15 years, the Supreme Court decided to let go of all those suspects because there was no substantial evidence. So the prime suspect said 15 years of my life was wasted, and I lost 15 years of my life. But can you just imagine Lauro Vizconde's feeling that he lost his life forever because he lost his family permanently. And to me, I remember being so devastated, and most especially when I saw the movie that was created after this true to life crime. I couldn't sleep for the entire week, and it stayed with me for life. Imagine 1991 has passed, and people tell me, oh, it happened a long time ago. But time cannot sweep a murder under a rug. Murder is still murder 30 years, 20 years later. And I'm hoping and praying that even if Lauro Vizconde did not get the justice that his family deserved, one day there's going to be a divine revelation of who really killed all these women, and that they will all be apprehended in the divine courts of law. Meanwhile, Lauro Vizconde later on eventually died himself. So all of them died. Lauro Vizconde died. Estrellita Vizconde, the wife, died. Carmela and Jennifer, they all died. And they're now buried at the Manila Memorial. And I saw a recent video of the Manila Memorial, and they even have a large picture outside of their granite tomb. So there you have it. This is my heartbreaking report of the Vizconde massacre case, which you guys are probably wondering, why are you reporting this to us right now? Well, what happened was, I thought about it a few weeks ago. I kept on thinking about it, and as I was looking at the videos, I didn't realize that their death anniversary was actually on June 30th. And I don't know, maybe one day this crime will be solved. Well, until next time, this is JC for Spotlight and a little light moment here. And if you guys are on a diet, don't forget to eat your celery because it's the vegetable that eats you. Chowder!